What is up, Misfits and Moonbasers? It's your boy Ray Recall here with another review, and today we're going to be looking at something that I know has been on the hunt list for a lot of people. It is going to be Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Deluxe Refraktor. Yeah, that's right. It's this guy. So, little backstory about this guy. He kind of showed up wave, what was it, 2 or 3 of the Transformers Siege line, and everybody has been wanting him. Like, seriously, it's almost impossible to find this guy without pre-ordering unless you like happen to be lucky like I was and show up to the store right as they were doing inventory. So, let's see. Real simple enough. One thing I like about Refraktor is that he's pretty much more or less a genericon, which means, if you take away all the weapons and accessories and whatnot, he just passes for a little standard robot dude. He looks like standard Decepticon infantry, and I love that, especially for the fact that, most people are probably going to get multiples of these for a certain reason, something or other, maybe, possibly. So anyway, just getting his weapons out of the way. So he comes with 3 accessories, which is pretty cool. He's got the HPR telefocal shield, and it's got 2 handles. It's got a plug here, a plug there, so you can either forearm mount it. Kind of doesn't really work so much whenever his hand's out. It usually works better as a shield that way. Or you can hold it in his hand, if he'll cooperate with me, and have it be a forward facing shield. So that always looks cool. Stay still, darn it. There we go. Let's see what else. He also has the EMM distortion blaster. So many fancy words for such basic stuff. And he can hold it there. It also has 2 posts on the side, so he can store it on his back or something like that. And then finally he has the HPR, no wait, not that one, the bioscale compression rotor, and that just plugs into his belly. So yeah, he's got a belly button shield. Anyway, yeah, so he's pretty cool. Once again, the gun barrel can fit blaster effects and whatnot, so, that looks pretty rad and awesome. He does, and I forgot to mention this on my, I think I forgot to mention this on a lot of my other Siege reviews. He does have some of these little 3mm posts and stuff like that, so you can plug some of these blast effects onto there and make it look like he's getting shot up and whatnot, which again is pretty cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. So let's take a look at this guy a little bit closer. He's got a lot of nice mechanical detailing to them. That's one thing I like about the Siege figures. They have a ton of mechanical detailing. Weapon ports all over the place, so he is compatible with the combat system. And if you look at the head, nice G1 cartoon accurate head, chest plate with that clear backing, that metallic green paint. I love metallic green paint. I love that shade of metallic green. And there's not really a lot going on to him besides a lot of mechanical details, though. So, but that's cool because, like I said, he's like a genericon. He's kind of like a foot soldier. So, speaking of feet, articulation. Bad transition. So, head is on a rotation. I think it's on a ball. Yeah, it's on a ball joint, but you don't get hardly any kind of movement. Head is on a little backward rotation, but that's more for transformation. Arm can do a full 360. Biceps rotation, double jointed elbow, so you can get full range of movement, although it starts breaking up the sculpt. Wrists can kind of point down a little bit for transformation. If you want to do something with that, you can. 360 waist rotation. Legs can go forward all the way, back all the way. You kind of got a 90-degree bend at the knee. And like Ironhide, break your ankle levels of tilt, as well as a toe bend, although it's a little bit further back, so it does look a little bit weird, but that's for something else. So, yeah, there you go. So just for some comparisons, here we have a, get all the accessories out the way. Let's see. Here we have a mainline Voyager. If I can get him to stand on his weird cloven hoof feet things. There we go. Looks good. Here he is with a mainline leader class figure. You might recognize from my first review, or one of my first 2 reviews. If you haven't seen my review on that, go check it out because it is pretty lit. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So this dude, obviously being a transformer, does transform. So just to get started, just going to take the head, rotate it 180, flip it down to that cavity. Take the forearm, or take the hands, flip them back. Rotate the waist 360 and rotate the thighs so that the feet are facing out. Next, you're going to rotate the arms back. If you notice, there are tabs at the top of the forearms, and they will just go into these little slots right here. So, tab into slot, lock that in place, rotate, lock in place. There we go. Take the feet, fold them out and down. And now we can start taking all this other junk. So what I want to take the gun, have it with the frill side facing up, green facing up as well. And then not into this port, but into this port. I'm going to tab these side pegs. Oops. You want to also come into the back of the legs and flip out the landing gear. Line everything up. There's the hole. And there's just a bunch of tabs and slots that'll all go together, sandwiching that together nicely. Just gotta straighten it out so make it flush. And then you take this panel here, flip it forward, take this panel here, flip it down. These two, I don't know if you can see them that well, but if I focus, come on. Yeah, these two clear tabs will go into these little slots here. Sometimes it likes to fight you, but it is a toy, so it'll always lose in the end. I say as I have the biggest trouble trying to ever tab this in ever because the camera is on. There we go. Then you take this, plug that in here, take the shield, peg into a port, tab into a slot. If I can get this lined up. Come on. There we go. And there you have Refraktor in his, yeah. I'm guessing it's a variation on whatever the hell Siege Soundwave transforms into. I mean, bridge, underarms, landing skid. I don't know, but I mean, it looks cool, whatever it is. It looks like something that's from Cybertron, something space, whatnot. I guess if you can call that a bridge or something. I guess it can be like a space lowrider with a cannon in the front. I don't know, but yeah. And as you can see, he like basically is just the robot mode just stretched out. So not much to see here. So anyway, yeah, that pretty much does it. So this has been Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Deluxe class. I can't fool y'all. So, yes, as everybody knows, there is one more thing you can do with this guy. And it's obviously one of the biggest cash grabs ever, but, you know, I fell for it. Chances are you fell for it if you're watching this. So, there is one more mode to Refraktor. So, what you want to do is come around, take off all the accessories and junk. Take this. It's kind of like you're going back to robot mode. So, take this, take that, move it to the side. So, what you're going to do is, so from this position, you're going to take the legs and rotate them so that the landing gears are facing out, and tab them together in here and at the feet. I'm not sure if you can see that tab there, but it's there. Make sure that's nice and snug. Then you're going to come to the arms, rotate them around, and then bend until they are flush this way. So untab, bring it around, and then play with those double hinges until you have them flush that way. There you go. And then what you're going to do, take the legs, bend them at the knees, and then you can just shove this over, but I like to put these in here first, into these cavities like that. And then it just all kind of, if I can get it finagled just right, there we go. Kind of folds in, around, and over. Just kind of wiggle everything around a little bit. Then take these panels of the landing gear, bring them to the sides. And once they're flush, you know the legs are positioned right. And there you have a box. So, box formers. Okay, it's not just a box. This is a piece. One of 3 pieces, if I'm not mistaken. And, luckily for me, I just so happen to have 2 more. So, yeah, so what you're going to do is you're basically going to take these, and as you can see how they're connected, one end that way, the other end that way. It's almost like magnets. So I'm going to take this, and then the tab slot, peg post, tab slot. So just kind of sandwich these together like so. There you go. So there you have the main unit. Sorry, had to readjust the camera a little bit. So now you're going to start taking all this junk. So first off, all 3 of the rifles have the have a tab, a slot, and then a smaller tab slot assembly with these tabs up here. So what you're going to do is going to take 3 of them and kind of, you can see how the tabs and the slots will work there, tabs and slots will work up there, and just kind of push them together. Simple. Take one of the lenses, or whatever you want to call it, from the figures, and as you can see, tabs, slots, and pop those together. Take this, put it off to the side. Me personally, I like to take one of these lenses just for storage, and just kind of plug it right where it was on the middle guy, so it all just kind of fits together like that. And just put that there as storage, and then take the last one and then plug it right up here for now, like so. Then finally, you'll take the shield pieces, which are very obviously going to combine into one of these. And there are tab or hooks that go into little slots, and as well as tabs that go into slots on all of these. So, and then you just kind of want to finagle it until it fits just right. And then also there's a tab slot system for the actual lens pieces as well. And then what you're going to do, you'll see these little nubs at the end. So you're going to take these two smaller nubs right here, and those are going to go into these ports right here, and there's a little divot right here for one of the main slots down there. So just kind of want to line everything up, kind of push it in just slightly, make sure that's aligned. Take this piece right here and fit it right down there, and to complete the look, flip those two toes up. So, and there you have the classic reflector mode. And yeah, there's no reason why this should exist in Transformers Siege, because they're on Cybertron. The closest thing that I can figure is that whenever they're combined, it's like supposed to be like a Cybertronian cannon or something like that, or a photon ray or some such nonsense that it's not a camera. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's got the tripod, got the big camera lens up front, the flash, the little shutter button, and it fits decently sized. I mean, I have pretty big hands, but I assume that just about anybody would be able to hold this like a real camera. If you want, you can put up those as well to make it look like a viewfinder, but that just kind of makes things look cluttered. It just looks better if the flash is up on this side, so at least in my opinion. And just as a comparison, I mean, it's 3 Deluxes next to a Voyager, and they still look like they have about the same mass. So the Refraktor guys actually compress down very well. That's another thing that I like about them, that or a reason why I call them genericons, because they literally just pack up into boxes. But yeah, so there's that. So this has been a 3-for-1 review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Deluxe Class Refraktor and 2 others to combine to form the reflector camera. Now, before I head out, I do want to say that, what was it? There is a exclusive version coming out. I'm trying to remember what I think it was like a San Diego Comic-Con version. I don't know. I just know that it's a exclusive 3-pack that's from some kind of convention where they have like the G1 toy accurate colors. I think one of them has like a shield that wraps around the front, and another one has a little flash core. One of them's got a viewfinder. It makes it basically look like the G1 toy. I think it even comes with a little Crimzeek. So, but I don't think I'm going to be getting that unless, I somehow by chance manage to get it, in which case I'm just going to get rid of this thing, because I don't need 2 cameras. But yeah, I know that the exclusive version does look a little bit more camera accurate than this thing, but if you can't go in on like $75 on a camera, then this figure, or this 3-pack, I think it's like these days like what, $20 a pop, so it's like $60 a pop. So, or $60 for the whole kit and caboodle. If you really want to go in on it, go ahead. Obviously I did, and you can see if you can question my wisdom in that or not. But anyway, so this has been once again the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Deluxe Class Refraktor and Friends, And this has been Ray Recall, your friendly neighborhood toy reviewer. We'll see y'all in the next one.